Cantrips are essentially the spellcaster's party trick that they can pull out whenever they want, however many times they want. Whether they do damage or just add a little cosmetic flavor, it's always good to have a few fun ones handy in your haversack. Originally, this episode was going to cover all spells, but the community's cantrips were just so good I had to devote an entire episode to it. So, today, we are going to cover some of the cantrips that the community has created in this week's Homebrew Breakdown. To start off, imagine you're a big bad who is fighting a group of adventurers and you're finally getting the upper hand on them. Then, all of a sudden, the squishy spellcaster in the back opens their palm and out comes a swarm of bees heading your way. Sounds terrifying, right? Well, now you can instill that fear into every single one of your DM's creatures at level 1 with the Bees cantrip. You extend your hand towards a creature you can see within range, and project a small swarm of bees from your palm. The creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 poison damage. Also, like most cantrips, it gets more powerful as you go up in level, increasing the number of swarms you can create at 5th, 11th, and 17th level. I love the name of the spell, but also just the fact that you can pull a swarm of bees out of your pocket at any given point in time is amazing. So, if you're building an insect druid, maybe put this on your spell list so you can truly become the queen bee. Say what you want about Channing Tatum's performance, but I still love the superhero gambit. And I've always wanted to build an arcane trickster rogue whose main damage type was throwing cards. But the only spells that come even close to that are the spells Catapult and Telekinesis, and those are both leveled spells that you just can't pull out whenever you want. But with the card throw cantrip, it's all in the flick of the wrist. With this cantrip, you conjure and throw a card with a magical effect. Make a ranged spell attack, and on a hit, roll a d6 to determine the card's color and, in turn, the card's damage type. All cards' damage are 1d4 plus your spellcasting modifier, except for number 6, the Violet card, which does 1d4 psychic damage, and the creature hit must make a Constitution saving throw or be blinded until the end of its next turn. I was so excited when I found this cantrip, because having a card shark character that's proficient in sleight of hand and has this cantrip has me saying, I've been waiting for this. Woo! I'm about to make a name for myself today. Cosmetic things in a game that is purely made up in your mind, such as the Cape of Billowing, a cape that billows no matter if there's wind or not, or the Armor of Gleaming, a set of armor that always remains clean and shiny, are useless, right? Wrong! Give me all the fun and funny things that I can imagine in my mind. Which is why I love the cantrip, Summon Chair. When the caster makes a motion, usually a snap of their fingers, a serviceable chair made of non-breathable air appears. The chair has a back and 3 serviceable legs for balance and not sitting crooked. If the caster desires, it can have a swivel motion like a bar stool. In addition, you can summon better chairs at higher levels, all the way up to a plush 4-person sofa. To me, this sounds like the type of cantrip that they teach first years day 1 at wizard school, and that they'd break out for the rest of their lives. I just love the idea of a waiting room full of wizards all sitting on nothing. Did anybody else play the bad version of quarters while they were in school? You know, the one where you'd put your knuckles down on the lunch table, and everybody would take turns shooting quarters at them, and the first person to bleed loses? Whether or not you share in my morbid past, we can all agree, that probably hurts. Well, now you can make your campaign's BBEG feel the hurt with the Coin Shot cantrip. With this spell, the chosen coin shoots out of your hand towards a creature within range. The coin is destroyed in the process. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the coin does damage depending on the value of the coin used, from a copper piece which only does 1 point of damage, all the way up to a platinum piece which does 1d12 damage. I love this cantrip because it's essentially an Eldritch Blast with a few more options and a little bit more flavor. It also brings a whole new meaning to how much would you give to kill your enemy? I, for one, had a paper folding phase when I was younger. I would make ninja stars and jagged spears, but I only got into making animals later in my life. But wouldn't it be cool if those folded animals could be useful to you? With the Origami cantrip, you can make good use of your idle work. With this spell, you magically fold and animate a piece of paper or similar material, like a leaf, that you can see within range. Depending on the creature that you fold with this cantrip depends on what it can do. All the way from a crane that can fly to your desired location if it's within a mile, to a samurai whose sword always points towards the nearest fort or castle. The best part about this is that you can have up to 5 origami creations at any given point in time. This is probably the most creative and useful cantrip that I've found, and I'm definitely going to suggest it to my players next time they level up. When it comes to building a spellcaster, cantrips are your go-tos for when things get scary or when you need a little laugh. Either way, if the published ones aren't quite the flavor you're looking for, look to the community, because you might just find the spice of life. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe because there's going to be more videos in the future. DndBeyond links for all these cantrips can be found in the video's description, and while you're down there, leave a comment telling me which one was your favorite. Also, check out the previous videos on my channel. But, for now, I'll catch you in the next breakdown.